Alright guys, this is going to be the first video in a series. We're going to be putting some stuff together for the Mac, for all these printers out there. The first one we'll be focusing on is just looking and finding out what version of Mac we are running, and then deciding what version of driver we need to find. So we'll look at a couple of those. So the first thing we need to do is we need to come up here to the Apple symbol. We'll click on that. We're going to look at About This Mac. So we need to pull up About This Mac. That's going to give us the version that we're looking for. So this one's OS X Yosemite version 10.10. So now when we open up our Safari, we can close out of that because once we're done with that we don't need it. So we can open up our Safari. We're going to go to if you go to copiers.toshiba.com, you'll end up at the business.toshiba.com. Either way, we're going to look at drivers here. As it pulls up our drivers, we can look at some of the newer stuff. So let's look at 4508s. So this gives us black and white Toshiba 4508, and we will be looking at the GZ files here because we're looking at Mac OS X 10.6 or later. This is why it was important for us to look at the About This Mac to see what version we're running at. So if for some reason it is before 10.6, so say you run into something that's 10.5, there's nothing compatible with that. So like 10.5 I believe is Snow Leopard. No, just Leopard. Then I think 10.6 is where Snow Leopard came into play. So anything 10.6 and up they are compatible with. So anything below that, that's something that we'll just have to work on. But however, what you will always find is that, like in this case here, this was the one I would go for, and the reason I would go for that is it's the correct one version wise, so 10.6 or later, and it's just single-sided monochrome. This is a black and white machine. Of course, this is what we're going to find. Now if we download that GZ file, it'll take it to our downloads, downloads it over here. You can see where I was messing around with it from before. So we're going to click on that guy. What will happen is it'll unpackage that DMG file, finish up, and then it'll mount it here. Now it's going to get that package file. We'll click on that package file because what you do, the difference between the Windows versus Mac is that you got to think about it just a little bit differently. What you end up doing is you install the package, you install the drivers, and then you have to go back afterwards. So it's really a two-step process. So what happens is we go through, we install the application, so it dumps the drivers in there where it needs to be, and that's just part of it. So we go through this, we install for all users, we say continue, it's going to tell you how much space, we say install. It's going to pop up with you're asking for a password. So if you're at a customer's location, you better make sure that they do know their password, or you're not going to get anywhere past this. Put in that password, it'll finish the install, it'll say it's complete at the end after it validates these packages. And then once validated, once it's finished installing, we're pretty much ready to rock and roll at that point. So what we can do here is let this finish, and that's going to be the end of this video. And I will make another video just showing the rest of the install progress.